For Part B of Assignment 1, I'm going to discuss the innovative practice and specifically how I'm going to use it in a Year 9 business unit. So the innovative practice I'm discussing today is OneNote, and also its add-on tool, OneNote Class Notebook, which allows for easy collaboration between students and teachers, and this is the main focus of my innovative practice. So the unit is a Year 9 business unit from Gundy to Global. In this unit, students are to investigate why competitive advantage is important to business if they wish to be profitable, and how having a competitive advantage can help them enter the global market. For their assessment in this unit, students are to submit a report on their findings of a simple hypothesis that they must develop in relation to competitive advantage. As a class, an investigation into competitive advantage will be planned and conducted. Part of the investigation will include engaging with the local director of Goondiwindi Cotton, a small business who has managed to stay competitive in the global market. The use of OneNote will be for students to collaborate and build a resource bank that they can use throughout their unit, and also to plan and conduct the investigation. As we look at the Australian Curriculum website, under the up to 10 curriculum, humanities and social sciences, and under there is the economics and business curriculum. The content descriptor, which we're looking for in this unit, is the nature of innovation and how and why businesses seek to create and maintain a competitive advantage in the market, including the global market. If you look at the elaborations under that, we can see how this aligns directly with the assignment that the students are asked to complete. So it's identifying the reasons businesses seek to build or create a competitive advantage. If we look down the economics and business skills, so the students will be developing questions and a hypothesis about an economic issue or event and plan and conduct an investigation. They will be gathering some data throughout their investigation and then communicating this. In this case, it's in a report form, which will include the appropriate business conventions and languages. Let's now take a look at how we'll use the OneNote Class Notebook, which is an add-in feature provided in OneNote to collaborate with the students. So when you first create your notebook, you automatically assign 3 parts. So part 1 is the content library, which is where the students can read only. Great place to put some handouts and resources in there. Student notebooks, each student gets their individual notebook, which only they have access to. Teachers can have access in there as well, which is great for things like individualised feedback. And the collaboration space, so everyone who has permission to the notebook can add content to this area, which is where a lot of the collaboration will take place in this Year 9 assessment. In this Year 9 unit, students were investigating and building on their project in this collaboration space. Let's have a look at this collaboration space in action in context of this Year 9 business unit. I've set up a collaboration space with the Goondiwindi Cotton section. So we're planning here for a meeting with Mr. Colton, Director of Goondiwindi Cotton. So to the left here, you can see we are building a little collaboration area where we are just discussing how we're going to organise the meeting. So for example, as a class, we could start building on this section. So we tag them with the to-do tag. So the beauty of having this collaboration area is we can, together as a class, build some of these ideas, but then a student may go home and decide on a new task that we need to organise a meeting, and they may add, for example, this send an invitation task and some details, for example, should we email or phone. So it gives opportunity to go home and have a think about some of those ideas and add it at their leisure, and all the students who are on the internet can synchronise with this and build on it. You can also see on the right there, I've set up a proposed question area. So the students can, as they're doing their competitive advantage research and building their knowledge on that, they can propose a question in this section so that all the students can have a say and build on each other's ideas as well here. So as well as using the collaboration space with the students to plan their investigation, I'm also proposing in this business unit that they use a collaboration space to build a resource bank about competitive advantage. So as part of the investigation, I want them to start researching competitive advantage and what it means and how it might relate to their assessment piece. So the idea is students would all be able to add little tidbits of information that they find and build a really good resource bank that everyone can take advantage of. So this collaboration space now has a competitive advantage section, which students can add a variety of formats in there. So for example, if a student happened to find a really good news story, they could pop it in there, include the link. Other students will be able to take advantage of that when they sync their notebook and use that resource to perhaps lead to another resource or add some more depth to their assignment. To appreciate the transformation in teaching and learning that has occurred, we could consider the unit without the use of OneNote and its collaboration capabilities. So without OneNote, the unit would most likely centre around the teacher, providing the students with information around competitive advantage and disseminating resources for them to use throughout the unit. So it would be a more teacher-centred approach rather than the teacher acting as a facilitator in the classroom. The investigation could still be done collaboratively. However, the collaboration features of OneNote provide students with an anywhere, anytime learning tool where they can add their ideas as they come to them. It also places the ownership of the project on the students as they build on the investigation using the OneNote tool, rather than the teacher leading the project in a more traditional manner, such as a task list in Excel, which the teacher would most likely have right access to. There are numerous strengths that can be identified when considering OneNote for the classroom. Firstly, it's a free standalone software package that can be installed on an Apple, Windows or Android device. It's cloud-based technologies, therefore student notebooks can be accessed anywhere, anytime, as long as they have access to the internet. If internet access is not available, students can still access the notebook offline. However, they will need to connect to the internet to synchronise any changes to the notebook by their peers or teacher. OneNote also saves as you go, so students don't risk losing their work due to a computer malfunction or some other hardware or software issue. As far as weaknesses that go in OneNote, perhaps one of them is that there is a lot of features to learn. Teachers may need to invest some time in undertaking professional development opportunities so they can use the software to its potential in the classroom. Students without internet access at home will not experience the collaboration features as those students who have the internet do. Other resources that are required when using OneNote in the classroom. So as well as a device with OneNote installed, students will also require an Office 365 account. In all state schools, students are provided with this by their school. Other requirements that will enhance user experience include a touchscreen device with a stylus, speaker, microphone and webcam will also add to the features that can be used. For real-time collaboration, internet access is required, but there's no need for a superior connection such as an NBN. In conclusion, OneNote as a collaborative tool for this Year 9 business unit is a suitable technology that can transform the teaching and the learning. The teacher becomes a facilitator rather than just a passer on of information. The students get to take some real ownership of their work and their own learning and collaborate together to build a resource bank and investigate into a project as well.